my beautiful bakers, and welcome back to another episode of Baking with Bob. So on today's episode, what are we doing? We will be making cookies or cookie dough, or the part-baked, half-baked cookie dough, just like the Pizza Hut and Domino's version, where it's crispy on the outside and lovely soft and gooey on the inside. We're doing chocolate chip flavour. I don't know why I paused there. We're doing chocolate chip flavour that's been requested by a couple of viewers, which I do appreciate. So if you'd like to request something, please head over to the Facebook page of Baking with Bob, or over to Instagram, baking.with.bob, and don't forget to subscribe to this video and press the bell icon so you'll be notified of future bakes. The last one we did was the fake away, which was the sausage and egg McMuffin, which I will leave a link to in the description or at the end of this video, with a hash brown. Now that was really super successful. I had lots of really good feedback on that one, said it tastes just like the original, which is what I also agreed with. So thank you for that. So let's get started. What will we need today? So today, for our cookie dough, we will need 120 grams of light brown sugar. We will need 120 grams of butter. We will need 150 grams of plain flour. We will need 100 grams of chocolate chips or chocolate chunks or mixed. We will need a teaspoon, I believe, let me double check. No, we will need a tablespoon of vanilla flavouring, or other flavourings if you prefer. And a few tablespoons of water and a pinch of salt, and that is all the ingredients we'll need today. This recipe is super easy, very easy, great one for the kids to get involved with. You only need the adult for the oven as usual, so let's get cracking. Step one, let's wash our hands. Okay, hands nice and clean and washed, ready for the first step. So with the first step, what you will need to do is weigh out all of your ingredients ready. So what you can do is pause the video here, look in the description for all the ingredients required, and then press play and join in with me as we start. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to add our butter into our mixing bowl, as well as our sugar. Now again, I didn't have the right brown sugar, I had dark soft brown sugar. So what I did was I minused out some of the brown and added in a little bit of caster just to counteract it a little bit. So here we go. Let me just double check my recording, yeah. So in your bowl with a mixer, you can do it by hand if you like. Blend this in until it's nice and creamy. I will fast forward through this just so I don't annoy you with the noise. And there we go, nice and creamy. Let me just show you that there. So it's all incorporated together with each other, and it's all ready for the next phase. So the next step, what will we be adding? The next step will be to add the flour. So let's get that. So into my flour, I did add my pinch of salt already, so that is already in there. And then let's get this mixed in, and again I will fast forward through the noise so it doesn't annoy you. And there we go, that's done. So just show you on here, you should have a nice breadcrumb kind of mixture in there. Doesn't matter if it's lumpy or not, but as long as it's all nice and mixed in together. So what we will be adding next is our vanilla extract. So a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So let's add that in now. There we go, a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Just pop this in the bin. Okay, so that's that in the bin. Let's just mix that vanilla extract in. Okay, so you can see from adding the vanilla essence that it's started to clump together, which is a good sign. So next what we want to add in is our chocolate chips. 100 grams of chocolate chips straight in, and then we're going to mix this together. I'm going to use a spatula. I'm not going to do it by machine this time. And you will see that this is already kind of a cookie dough mixture. If it's not, it's fine. It means your butter was just a little bit still hard, so you just cream it for longer. So I've mixed that in. I'll show you on the big camera as well. You can now see that does look just like cookie dough. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a tablespoon of cold water and another one. So that's 2 tablespoons of cold water, and then I want to mix that in. And this will help it form a really good moist cookie dough, because you don't want it too dry, because we want these to be gooey in the oven. Okay, and there we go. There is our cookie dough there. It's actually quite sticky. It's stuck to the side of the bowl. It's also got no eggs in it, so it's quite nice to eat. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I do love cookie dough. Okay, so next what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to preheat our oven. So we'll put our ovens on to 200 degrees centigrade. I will put the conversion down for that for Fahrenheit below. And we're going to put them into the oven on the 200 degrees centigrade until they start to go nice and brown on the outside. So for about 8 minutes, and then you're going to turn the oven down to 180 degrees and continue until they're done. You can continue to cook until the cookie is cooked all the way through, or you can pull them out early and have them, serve them warm with some ice cream, or eat them warm straight away with the gooey soft middle. So what do we need? We need a baking pan. Here is my baking tray. I have put a little bit of grease underneath it and some parchment paper. And all you're going to want to do is take a tablespoonful, push it onto the parchment and press down slightly. So another tablespoon, push down just slightly. And again. Please make sure you leave plenty of space in between them all, because these will start to melt in the oven and they will spread out quite considerably. If you want to make them bigger, you can. If you want to make smaller cookies, you can. I'm going to do a variety of sizes. Okay, so 5 on a tray, into the oven on 200 degrees. Oh, didn't realise there was an old tray in there. Into the middle of the oven for about 8 minutes. So like I say, about 8 minutes. Once the 8 minutes is over, we're going to turn the oven down to about 180 degrees centigrade, sorry. I will put the Fahrenheit below, and we'll leave them in for about another 5 minutes. But you can judge it by eye to see when the outside is crispy and the inside is still gooey, or cook all the way through and they will be last even longer. Although in my house they wouldn't last very long either way around. So I will be back with you as soon as I take these out of the oven. Okay, so I forgot to also mention the other good part of this, the bit that all kids and big kids like myself love, is this cookie dough does not contain raw eggs, and it is a lot safer to eat than raw cookie dough with raw eggs in it. Now it has got raw flour in here, so ideally you would want to cook it through, but this is a lot safer to eat than any cookie dough with raw eggs in it. See you shortly. Okay, so my cookies have been in the oven for 8 minutes. I've turned the temperature down to 180. It's been a further 5 minutes, so let's have a look. Okay, so can you see they have spread out all the way across the pan? They are nice and golden around the edges. Now they're still very, very soft to touch, so you'll look at them and think, they're not ready, but they are. These will be still soft and gooey in the middle. Now, like I said before, if you want just a chewy, normal, crumbly cookie, then leave them in for another 5 minutes. I like mine to be just like Pizza Hut, where it's all still gooey and soft and nice. So what we'll do is we will take these off the hot tray and put them onto a cooling rack and leave them until they're room temperature. So I'll just get my cooling rack out. I'm going to transfer that paper straight over. Let me see if I can give you a close-up on this camera. Here we go. So you can see here, they are nice around the edges. They're starting to firm up now and very soft and gooey in the centre. And that's it, they're ready. So I'm going to put the next batch in until all my cookie dough is gone, and then that is it. That is your cookies done. My serving suggestion is, like I said, wait till they're room temperature, a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream on the top, and eat away. These are perfect for straight after dinner, or as you can see, it doesn't take long to make these, so you could bake them while your dinner's baking as well, and then they'll be nice and cool, ready for when your dinner's finished, or you can have a bit of a baking sesh straight after dinner. Yeah, that's it from me again for another episode of Baking with Bob. Like I said before, please smash that like button. I really appreciate it when you do. Also press the subscribe button so you can see my future posts, and that's it. That's it again. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've stayed all the way to the end, if you have had a go at making these, I would love to see your results. Please upload them to the Facebook page, Baking with Bob, or the Instagram page, baking.with.bob, and I will check them out. I always try to reply to as many comments as possible, and recommendations, etc. And that's it. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.